What is up, everybody? We're back. I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host Marshana Dahlia. 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 8. This is part 2. So let's talk about Ben and Mahogany. We're talking about Mahogany. We haven't seen her. So Ben hops on a plane and goes to Peru after explicitly being told by Mahogany not to come because her father does not trust his intentions. He goes on the plane and is actually surprised that nobody is there waiting for him. So I'm confused because he was told not to go. He had every reason to cancel the trip and not go through with it, and he went anyway. And I don't really know what he expected to find when he got there.
Listen, I'm not getting it. And we can hear one of the producers ask him, like, do you think like this is like real or like fake or whatever? He was like, well, I feel like there's just like a 3% chance that this isn't. He says he's tried to meet Mahogany before and it hasn't worked out. And here you are in Peru. You've been stood up. Like, what? 3%? I'm gonna need you to get it together, man. I'm gonna need you to get it together.
I don't know what to say because even when he was standing there, stood up, he's like, I know Mahogany loves me. And I know that we have this strong bond and this spiritual connection. And I was like, so where is she? If she loved you and you have this strong connection, where is she? You wouldn't be standing here alone in a foreign country with no communication. She stopped communicating with him completely.
He is just not the brightest tool in the shed. And I understand the years of religious brainwashing makes your brain not function at its full capacity. So I'm really trying so hard not to judge him, but he's making it really difficult.
Same. I want to believe that he understands what's going on, but I really don't think he does.
No.
So next week, we will see what happened. There's some chatter on Twitter about what people think. I'm not going to say it because I don't know if it's true or not.
Because I didn't look. I don't be looking.
There's some chatter, but let's talk about Gino and Jasmine real quick. Something really interesting happened last night. So Gino has been communicating with an ex, which we knew. We don't know if this is the same ex. So they didn't specify if this was the ex-wife because he had been communicating regularly and is actually really good friends with the ex-wife. But this is an ex in general. So, okay, I got ahead of myself. So they go to a private island. This is Gino's makeup for not getting her a Christmas present. So they go to a private island on a private plane and everything is going well. And Jasmine brings up that she's gotten a message from one of his exes and she blocked him out of respect for him and didn't let the person, continue to talk badly about him. He opens his mouth and admits that they have been in communication. So Jasmine unblocks her and finds out that Gino has been sending naked pictures of Jasmine to his ex. Now, this confuses me beyond because if you are not with someone, why would you be, first of all, communicating with them about your new relationship? But second of all, sending pictures of the person that you are now in a relationship with to your ex. I need an explanation.
Listen to me, Linda. We all know that Jasmine is unstable at best, right? Beautiful, intelligent, smart young lady, but unstable in relationships because she's carrying past and previous hurt forward. Okay? Gino, I really ride hard for you because I feel like a lot of times you're on the receiving end of her rage and it's unwarranted. Oh, she reads you to riot at. I hope she tears you limb to limb. I hope she hangs you upside down by your toenails until your toenails rip out of the nail beds and you bleed to death. Okay? This is all in jest, people. Don't report me to YouTube or wherever for wishing harm. This is all in jest and I'm being facetious. What I mean to say is, how dare you send naked pictures of the person that you are currently with to an ex? You can tell the minute that she said what she knew, that he knew he was in trouble. He knew he messed up. His whole face, his demeanor, everything changed. His heart sank. Listen, this is why you don't send naked pictures to anybody.
You really don't.
Don't send naked pictures to anybody. Everybody is somebody's ex. And one day, if you now become an ex instead of a girlfriend, they've got all this stuff on you. They're not even breaking up, and it's not even revenge porn, because how can it be revenge porn if we're still together? Then he said he was in touch with this person like 3 days prior. He probably was talking to the lady that morning. Even when he says 3 days, that's a lie. You gotta adjust the truth. I hope we see her tear him limb from limb.
I don't even know where to begin. It's just such a huge betrayal. And it's a betrayal, like you said, of someone that you're with and in love with and you love and care about. Because revenge porn is one thing when you're angry at someone and you want to get even. There's no reason why he wanted to hurt her in any way. So I just want to hear from his mouth, his explanation.
No, but if you're doing this to the person while you're still with them, what will you do when we break up? What will you do when this don't work out? If these are the things you're doing to me while we're together, like, it's just beyond disrespectful, a breach of trust. Like, again, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. Okay. But wow, I thought she was going to say something else, that the girl told her that he said this or he said that or he said this about you or I heard y'all had a fight. I thought it was going to be something else. When she said you sent her naked pictures of me, I was like, you know what? Jasmine, never sleep with this man again. Don't even breathe on his genitalia again. Don't ever give this man your kid good body. Don't give it to him again. He does not deserve it. Anyhow, I hear that you're sleeping with this man again, me and you are going to have a problem. Don't sleep with this man again. Please and thank you.
All right, Jasmine, I hope you take that advice. So let's talk about Jimena and Mike. Okay. Because last night there was a lot going on. So Mike has revealed to us that he has ADHD. And that was his explanation of why he leaves his clothes on the floor, why he doesn't do certain things around the house, and why he's disorganized. And Jimena actually accepted that excuse. I personally don't know if I accept that excuse, because being a messy person and leaving clothes on the floor and having to trip over things that you left on the floor, I don't know if that's directly a result of ADHD, because it means that you forget things in the moment. But when you walk back into the room and you also trip over those same clothes, you would remember. So I don't know if that's an excuse that he's using, because I don't know that. I don't have ADHD, so I can't speak on what it does to your mind and what it does to your behaviors. But a lot of people on Twitter also agree that it's not the contributing factor to being a messy person. So, and we watched him in the taxi last night blow his nose and try to throw the napkin on the floor by his feet or in the little seat in the back of the car. And I was like, no, how dare you? That is so, first of all, rude. Second of all, messy. Third of all, nasty. And why would you do that? I mean, of all the places that you would put it, you would leave that in the taxi driver's car. Like, those type of things that Amina had been bringing up, we saw as such small issues. But as we're watching him, we're realizing that there are some pretty bad habits that Mike really does have.
Mike is absolutely gross. And this is why he hasn't been with a woman in 20 plus years. You are incredibly gross. I, for one, do not have ADHD. However, I will say that I think that people tend to get a diagnosis, even a misdiagnosis, and they will hold on to that diagnosis or misdiagnosis as an excuse for poor behavior. You are an adult. And I'm not here to deny whether or not you have ADHD. What I'm here to say is that even a person with ADHD is capable of cleaning up after themselves and being conscious of the fact that they share space with not only someone else, you live with someone else, you live with a partner, you live with a woman, you live with a lady that you like, a lady that you want to sleep with. Please don't be gross and disgusting. And you can tell that he's so comfortable in his bad behavior that he's doing it in public in a taxi cab with blowing his nose and wanting to leave it in the place. You're in public and it's a pandemic outside. Don't you dare leave your tissue that you blew your nose into anywhere. Jimena has every right to raise her concerns. He thought that last week he was saying he felt like it was kind of bad if she would just throw the relationship away based on it. But these are bona fide red cows, sacred cows. These are sacred cows. Like you're doing the absolute most. You're being filthy and god awful, disgusting. Don't do it. Stop that.
And on top of that, we watched him cook spaghetti and cheese sauce, and the noodles were not cooked, and try to feed it to the children. And it was just I actually thought Amina was being really hard on Mike in the past episodes. And watching this now, because he's gonna be an instant father, he's gonna be an instant husband, a fiance, he's gonna be so many things to so many different people. And watching the way that he's handling all of these different tasks, it is concerning. And I do see her concerns now, because at first I was like, oh, Amanda, you should just take this guy. He's better than
Oh,
the last guy. But
no.
I am actually, I'm on her side. I see these flags that are popping up, and I understand why she's so concerned of marrying someone who could, potentially be an extra kid for her.
Oh, potentially be already is an extra kid for her. I know she said, like, I'm appreciative that he made us the spaghetti, but she said that it was going to give her diarrhea because it wasn't cooked properly, but she appreciated his effort of wanting to prepare a meal for her children. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if he can really become somebody else. I mean, he kind of is who he is.
Mhm.
But I don't see this working long term if he doesn't get it together. You are an adult. Behave as such. Don't hide behind a diagnosis.
Exactly. And next week, we did see that he is going to propose. We do not know. She said last night that she did not know what she would say. She did talk it over with her family, and her family was like, well, he can give you a good life. But at the same time, a good life doesn't equal love. A good life doesn't equal happiness. Sometimes living in a nice home or driving a nice car will not mean that you're going to be happy. So she has a lot to think about. So we're going to wait and see exactly how she answers that question. But he brought the whole family there. So it's going to be pretty embarrassing if she says no. So we're going to wait and see next week how that goes. And that's it for part 2, guys. So that's all that happened last night on 90 Day Fiance. 13,000 tweets. I still have tweets I have to answer. This season has definitely been the most talked about season in a while. Thank you,
Yeah.
TLC, for stepping it up, even with the
Yeah.
drama and people being removed. There's just so much going on, and I am so happy and excited for what's to come. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Make sure you live tweet with us every Sunday night. We'll talk to you guys real soon.